Drop a like and do share. Leave your comments and do not forget to subscribe for more videos.
What's up guys? This is Manoj Choptani. I welcome you all on behalf of the Edupedia world. So guys, this is the third video presentation and I'm going to discuss a few more relevant topics with relation to the audit of members of stock exchanges. By now we have already covered our two of the presentations in which I have discussed n number of topics with you guys. So are you guys excited for the third presentation as well? Do keep that excitement alive because that's going to last for long. First, on your seatbelts, we are about to take off with the third presentation with the first topic of the day, and that will be what's the concept of clearing and settlement mechanism. This question has been asked multiple number of times. CA final RTPs May 2000, 2004, 8, November 10 and so on. The list goes on. I've just precisely made only the holistic the exhaustive kind of list over here, so there are still many more attempts. So what does the concept of clearing and settlement mechanism actually means? So guys, this is simply a kind of mechanism wherein I can say that let's suppose you come to my place, okay, and we did a particular transaction, okay. You were the buyer, I was the seller. I basically sold you the entire stuff, my products, okay. And in return, you provided me a consideration. You provided me a consideration by way of cash, okay. That's a simple thing. However, if in case I simply add up a clause over here, and that will be, I'll be providing you the securities, and in consideration, you'll be providing me the money. However, you are going to provide me the money after a period of, let's say, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. So what's going to happen in that particular case? I'm going to clear my products at my own will wherever we decide as per the agreement, and you are going to settle the amount after n number of days, while I'll be clearing my goods to you in that particular case. Similar is the kind of a case and concept which is applicable to stock exchange as well. So what happens is there are two types of settlement. One is account period settlement, another one is rolling settlement. So what happens is basically trades, whatever trades you are doing on a regular basis on a stock market, which are entered into any kind of stock exchange, are either squared up. Let's suppose you did a buy transaction in the market in the morning, and by the end of the day you have to sell off whatever you are bought completely. So what's going to happen is you went for a long position on a starting of the day, and you went for a short position, buy position in the morning and sell position in the evening. So what's going to happen is this is basically meant to as squaring off. You squared up your transaction. This is number one. Usually people do intraday transactions. You must have heard about this term by n number of times. So what's going to happen in intraday is you are going to purchase some amount of securities in the morning and you're going to sell those securities by the evening. Or I should say vice versa as well. You are going to short sell your securities in the morning and by the end of the day you'll have to buy them. So this is basically the squaring off. So in a way you didn't purchase any of the transaction. You didn't went for any of the purchase of the securities. However, you basically ensured that you get the profit by your squaring off. That's it. That is basically that arbitrager kind of a situation. Next comes the second trade-off, which is by settlement. That is settlement by payment of net cash and delivery of net securities. What's going to happen in this particular case is I'm going to ask you up, dude, I want some of the shares from Reliance. I'm going to pay you up 100 rupees per share. Are you willing to pay me up? Perfect. Go ahead with the same. You'll be providing me the securities and I'll be providing you the cash. So what's going to happen is, am I going to provide you the cash directly? No, absolutely not. So it takes place with two of the settlement. One, either account period settlement. Number two is rolling settlement. Nowadays in market, there is only rolling settlement. Account period settlement is basically something that is on paper. However, it doesn't apply in practicality. So what do I mean by account period settlement? Let's understand that. So here the meaning of account period settlement is basically that the trades are accumulated over a trading cycle. You will be having a trade on day 1, day 2, day 5, day 10. So all these trades are going to get accumulated during that particular trading cycle. And what's going to happen is at the end of that trading cycle, all the trades are going to be clubbed together and positions are basically netted off and the balance is required to be settled. So it's going to happen on the basis of that accounting period. That's the meaning of accounting period settlement. By settlement, I simply mean that the transactions are not settled immediately, but only after a period of about, let's say, 7 to 14 days from the date of transaction. And the members realize the sale proceeds and securities in accordance with the pay-in and payout schedules notified by the respective exchanges. What do I mean by pay-in and payout? The payout of the funds is basically, guys, effected on the date which is following the date of pay-in day. That's going to happen in account period settlement. It's basically a kind of thing wherein trades are accumulated over the complete trading cycle, and after the period of, let's say, that completion of that cycle, only then trades are clubbed together and positions are netted off and the balances required to be settled in that case. Now, if I'll talk about the rolling settlement, what's going to happen in rolling settlements? Let's understand that. So here what's going to happen is that the trades which are outstanding at the end of the day itself should be settled. Payment is going to be made and securities are going to be delivered within that pre-decided specified business days from the transaction date. Earlier, I must tell you about the history as well. Now, the point has come in. Earlier, there used to be the rolling settlement period of T plus 7, that is the trading day. Plus, it's going to happen that the accounts are going to be settled after a period of 7 working days from that transaction date. So, it used to be T plus 7 working days. Then it got reduced. Why? Because there are n number of transactions going on, like trillions of transactions going on in the market each and every day. So, it's been like very much difficult for the person who is going to purchase the securities and the person who is going to sell those securities for that consideration to wait for such longer period of time. So what's going to happen is SEBI decided to reduce that time period. So it moved from T plus 7 to T plus 5. Then again, T plus 5 is also like huge number of time. Okay, the time period is like still much. If I'll talk about something which is in crores, if I'll talk about any of the transactions that lends up in millions, billions, crores, so that's a huge amount. And even a 3 days interest is going to be like anything huge. So what's going to happen is, again, SEBI decided to reduce that time period. So now it's presently T plus 2. So the specified business days are basically expressed as T plus the number of days from the transaction date. So it's like in a T plus 2 basis, I can simply say that the transaction entered into on Monday should be settled on immediate Wednesday, when the pay-in and payout basically takes place. So the trades on each single day are settled separately from the trades which are done earlier or subsequent trade days. So the netting of trades is done only for the day and not for the multiple days. This is a good feature over here. And then the pay-in and the payout of the funds are effected on the same specified day. That's the beauty of rolling settlement. So that was all about the concept of clearing and settlement mechanism. This question has been like asked n number of times in CA final examination. So it basically includes 2 of the settlement time periods, that is accounting period settlement and rolling period settlement. So I guess I was able to deliver you the perfect kind of examples in order to make you understand this concept clearly and completely. Are we guys perfect with that? Cool. Shall we proceed, guys? Let's move towards the next topic, and that will be carry forward system. So guys, what do you understand by the term carry forward? You must have heard about this term n number of times if I'll talk about your subject of taxation. Therein you get an opportunity to carry forward your losses, carry forward of your unabsorbed depreciation. So what's happening in this carry forward is basically the same kind of things is happening over here in audit also. So if I'll talk about carry forward system with respect to this audit of members of stock exchange, it simply means that it refers to the trading in which the settlement is basically postponed to the next accounting period on the payment of some of the contango charges, which are basically known as Vyaj Bandla in Hindi if I'll talk about. So that's Vyaj Bandla, in which the buyer basically pays the interest on the borrowed funds or some of the backward in charges which are called as Unda Bandla, in which the short seller basically pays a charge on those borrowing securities. So that's basically merely about a system wherein you get a securities. Okay. However, the settlement is going to be postponed. Okay. Carry forward basically is with respect to the settlement. So it's going to happen with a postponement to the next accounting period. In contango charges, basically the buyer is the one which is going to pay the interest on the borrowed funds. And the other one is backwardation charges, in which the short seller, the person who is going to short sell the securities, basically pays the charge on those borrowing securities. That's the only thing with respect to this carry forward system. Now I'll come to the features of it. What all are the features of carry forward system? The carry forward system has like got n number of features, guys, n number of features. Number one, members are basically classified into two particular groups, which are called type 1 and type 2. Only type 1 members are allowed to carry forward their position. Clear? Number 2, scripts which are chosen to carry forward, they should have sufficient floating stock and high liquidity. This is something which has been like mentioned in the SEBI guideline itself. Number 3 is that the transaction quantities should be separated into those for delivery and those for carry forward. Carry forward transactions should be segregated at the time of execution of trade and would attract a daily margin of 10-50% at around, of which 50% would be like collected upfront at the time of making it, right at the beginning. So upfront, almost 50% of that is gonna happen in that case. Number 4, such transactions should be like finally settled at some point of time. Infinite carry forward is just not possible, believe me. Carry forward also with the word basically comes with a time period. So if I'll talk about something which is infinite carry forward, there is no such term like that. So it's just not possible. Overall, the carry forward limit would be like around, currently it's around 50 crores per broker per settlement, subject to other conditions. Script wise, broker wise limit is like around 5 to 10 crores currently that's going on. And if I'll talk about lastly with one of the feature of it, so capital adequacy and other prudential safeguards will be implemented through an effective monitoring and surveillance system over here. So these are the things that are going to happen if I'll talk about the carry forward system. Though it is not primarily available nowadays, if I'll talk about the current market scenarios, but still that is something which is still available in the books. So we must go by the textbooks which are being like prepared by the ICI modules as well. So I hope you guys got complete clarity with respect to each and every stuff over here as well. With this, I'll say thank you on behalf of the Edupedia world. Keep interacting via questions, queries and YouTube comment boxes. I will love to answer each one of your queries and grievances. If in case you have liked our video, do give us a thumbs up. Stay connected. That will help us in understanding your needs way better. With this, I'll say thank you. Sayonara. God bless you all. See you in the next presentation with a lot more exciting topics. Till then, good night. Bye.